Coming up on this edition of NFL Daily, we'll let you hear from John Lynch, the GM of the 49ers, on the latest rumors surrounding Brandon Aiyuk. Will he be traded? Will he stay? We'll find out more. Also, we got an update on T. Higgins, one of the top receivers on the trade market heading into next week's draft, and Michael Penix Jr., one of the more fascinating prospects in this year's draft. Could he be off to Atlanta, even though they just signed Kirk Cousins? We'll talk about all that and more coming up on today's show. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for joining us. Quick reminder, don't miss out on our live coverage of the 2024 NFL Draft beginning on Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. We'll break down every single pick as it happens in real time from Thursday all the way through Saturday, all 7 rounds live right here on NFL Daily. Myself, Tom Downey, our entire crew. You won't want to miss it. Lock us in. Subscribe now, youtube.com/chatsportstv, and don't miss out on our live coverage of the NFL Draft beginning this Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, live here on Chat Sports. Let's begin with Brandon Aiyuk. What is his next chapter? Is it staying long-term with San Francisco, or will he be dealt when the draft comes along on Thursday night? San Francisco 49ers general manager John Lynch addressed the trade rumors surrounding Aiyuk and said the following: I've communicated on many occasions our wish. Our wish is that he's here and a part of the Niners for the rest of his career. We're working through that. We're having good talks, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So Lynch says there's no plans to trade Aiyuk, and he's right about that. There's no plans to trade him right now, but this is a fast revolving door, right? Things could change pretty fast. And according to Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio, he says don't expect a trade until draft night. That if the Niners are going to make a move, they want to keep this pretty quiet until it happens. Try to blindside everybody, if you will. Here's more of what Florio's talking about. Brandon Aiyuk to the Steelers for the 20th overall pick. If that's going to happen, it's not going to happen until the 20th overall pick is on the clock. The 49ers step right in. They run the board without anyone trying to figure out what they're doing with that 20th pick. And here's the situation. You may be saying, why would the 49ers even consider trading Brandon Aiyuk when he's just coming off the best season of his career, when he's played as well as he had? And the reason why is the way that their money is structured with other guys they still have to pay. Remember, Brock Purdy's going to have to get paid here eventually as well. They can't afford to keep both Aiyuk and Deebo Samuel long term, and they already have Deebo Samuel on a newer contract. I'm personally leaning towards, with the money that Aiyuk wants and the lack of money that's there for the 49ers, that they're probably going to end up trading Brandon Aiyuk when it's all said and done, and I would anticipate something happening on draft night. Not something before, but in the moment of sorts. He would be a guy that I'll watch for potentially getting dealt, and the Steelers seem to be the obvious choice there among potential suitors. Will the 49ers trade Brandon Aiyuk? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Weigh in on our pinned comment today. Let us know what you think. Y for yes, N for no, if the Niners will trade Brandon Aiyuk or not. Let's talk about another potential trade target. That is T. Higgins of the Cincinnati Bengals. If you recall, several weeks ago, after receiving the franchise tag, Higgins requested a trade away from the Cincinnati Bengals, as it seems unlikely that they are going to get a deal done to keep him long-term with the money that they're paying Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, among others. CBS Sports has named Higgins as one of the most likely players to get traded in the coming days. More from Jeff Kerr of CBS Sports. Higgins did say last week he's anticipating playing in Cincinnati for 2024, but the long-term extension still remains up in the air unless they get a deal done by mid-July. The Bengals don't have to make a decision on Higgins by draft night, but there will be suitors for his services. If Cincinnati wants to move up in the draft, it does have Higgins as trade collateral. Its preference would be to keep him around in a Super Bowl window. We'll talk about some potential destinations and what's likely to play out for T. Higgins in just one moment. But first, let's tell you about today's sponsor. That is Game Time, our exclusive ticket partner here at Chat Sports. Game Time, the best place to go for the best seats and the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're trying to go to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, Game Time has got it all. You pick the event you want to go to, you choose the seat, and see if you like it or not, and then within a matter of moments, you're checking out on Game Time, whether it's with Google Pay, Apple Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. They make it simple and easy for you. And if you need a little incentive to download Game Time, we are offering $20 off your first purchase when you use the promo code ChatSports. Yes, you heard that right. Download Game Time today, promo code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. The best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Download Game Time today. Terms and conditions do apply. Now, personally, I don't think Higgins is getting dealt, at least right now anyway. I think that it's the best time for other teams to try to be aggressive and make a move with the draft right here. And if you want to get something done, you can make that aggressive push right now. But in Cincinnati's case, I think they're kind of in win-now mode of sorts, trying to take advantage of having all these pieces while they can, and it sounds like they're content on potentially just letting T. Higgins walk next offseason and getting a comp pick for him. Now, if they were to trade him, there's three teams in particular that come to mind. One of those is the Arizona Cardinals, with Kyler Murray at quarterback and some of the other weapons they have there. Probably going to get Marvin Harrison Jr. as well. Can you imagine Higgins and Harrison Jr. playing side by side? That could be intriguing. The New England Patriots, many expect them to get a quarterback with their first pick, which could be Drake May, could be Jaden Daniels, but they need some receiver help as well. That could make a lot of sense for the New England Patriots, and although it would be a intra-conference trade, I don't think the Bengals are fearing the Patriots as a threat anytime soon. And then the Detroit Lions, a team that's very, very close, got to the NFC Championship game last season, trying to get over that hump. Higgins could be the missing piece that the Detroit Lions are looking for. So let's ask you, will the Bengals trade T. Higgins, or is he going to stay around? Type T for trade, K for keep. Let us know. One final note before we wrap up today's show. Let's talk about Michael Penix Jr. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the Atlanta Falcons have interest in potentially selecting the Washington Huskies quarterback with the 8th overall pick, which is pretty fascinating for a number of reasons. One, you just paid Kirk Cousins all that money, a long-term deal. And then two, Penix, his stock has been all over the place. We've seen everything from top 10 to second-round picks. So why would Atlanta want to do this? Here's more from Jeremy Fowler. The Falcons are certainly a candidate to get a pass rusher at some point in the draft. They spent some time with Michael Penix when they went to visit him in early April. The whole contingent went, and apparently it went very well with their meetings with Michael Penix. Now, the 8th spot for Michael Penix seems a little rich, if I'm going to be honest with you, when we've talked about him potentially being a second-round pick, right? And then you factor in the injury issues, 2 ACL tears and all that, and then Atlanta trying to capitalize on the moment, right? I think the edge rusher position is more likely for them to try to beef up that defense. A guy like Dallas Turner is somebody that's been mocked a lot towards the Atlanta Falcons. To me, that makes more sense, but where is Penix likely to go? I got three teams in particular to keep in mind. Number one is the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders obviously need a quarterback. They got plenty of backups there, but they don't have their long-term solution for that quarterback spot. Their franchise guy, Penix, could be that. The Los Angeles Rams, you still have Matthew Stafford, but with his injury history and everything, everyone knows the clock is kind of running out on Matthew Stafford. That could be a good situation for Penix to sit behind Stafford until he's ready to go. And then there's the New York Giants, who, it's no secret, they're looking at the quarterback market with Daniel Jones coming off a disappointing season. Maybe not with their first pick at number 6 overall, but maybe they could find their way back into the first round or potentially trading down, and Penix could be an option for them. So let's ask you, which team will end up drafting Michael Penix Jr.? Is it going to be Atlanta, Las Vegas, Los Angeles? Weigh in the comment section. Let us know where you think Penix is going to end up. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of NFL Daily. A reminder, join us for live coverage of the NFL Draft beginning this Thursday here on Chat Sports at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Subscribe now. Never miss a moment of the NFL Draft. We got you covered. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on Thursday night.